Hey, Sterling cousins. Y'all already know what time is it? Yeah. Uh-huh. Y'all already know. So you got your blanket, you got your blunt, you got your snack, you got your water. Make sure to get that water. I got water and cranberry juice today. So you got cran, you got all different types of drinks and snacks, and you just ready. We jumping into it. Three true Craigslist horror stories. You know I love some creepy. I'm guessing it's gonna be a lot of people buying stuff and going to meet people. Don't ever go meet the people off Craigslist by yourself. I don't know. Craigslist just gives real sketchy to me. So I say don't even buy from Craigslist if you ain't got to. But let's get right into it. You guys know I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the people that comment on every video. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the guys that just watch every video. You can comment, you can like. Just the journey together is amazing. So I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate you guys so much. I love being, I love you guys being a part of my Still and family, and I just appreciate you guys for believing in me and believing in this journey. So let's get right into it. Story one.
I was sipping coffee, sitting in my cozy bed when my doorbell rang. I got up from the bed and stepped into the corridor. Everything was silent when suddenly a loud knock took place.
You just rang.
I walked to the main door and peeked through the eye hole. A man in his late 40s, dressed like an IT employee, was standing outside my door with a big, creepy smile. "What do you want?"
Good evening, ma'am. I have come here for your advertisement.
Advertisement?
Okay.
What kind of advertisement?
The one you have posted on Craigslist?
What? I haven't posted any advertisement on Craigslist. The man brought out his phone and scrolled through. He read something and said,
This is J.R. Avenue, Block 6, house number 23, right?
"Yeah, the address is correct."
Ma'am, you have put an advertisement to sell this house. My client is interested to buy this house from you. If you open the door, I can tell you about this exciting deal.
"This is a mistake. I don't want to sell my house. You can leave now."
But ma'am...
I said what I had to say.
Exactly.
Please,
Get up off the
leave.
porch.
The man made a disappointed face and then walked away. I stood there for a few moments. I tried to shake this off as someone playing a practical joke by putting a fake ad of my house on Craigslist. Just then, I heard a rattling sound coming from the back door. I wanted to check. There was a curtain to cover the half glass of the back door. I pulled the curtain, thinking it might be a raccoon, but instead met with that man. He was standing outside my back door with that same creepy smile.
Get your ass away from her porch.
He winked his eye at me and said,
I hate creepy
My
winks.
client likes this house, ma'am. Please let me in and explain this deal to you.
I moved back in anger and shock. I told you, I don't want to sell this house.
Then why did you put the ad on Craigslist?
I didn't! Stop this nonsense now!
Seriously?
The man took out his phone and pressed the screen against the glass for me to see. I could see a Craigslist ad flashing on the screen.
I don't care what you're showing me. You need to listen to what I'm saying.
What the hell? Who put up my house for sale at Craigslist? Is this some kind of a scam?
What? No. My client is ready to pay you whatever you want. That's why I'm saying this is an exciting deal for you. It's been a year after the pandemic since I earned a good commission. Please, take this lucrative deal and help me pay my bills, ma'am.
But I don't want to sell my house. How many times will I have to say that? Either you leave or I'll have no choice but to call the cops. The man's face changed immediately. Repressed anger lurked in his eyes, and he said in a threatening tone,
So, you won't open the door, huh?
"What is your problem?"
Fine then.
The man stormed off, and I closed the curtain. I checked all the windows and doors, made sure all were locked. I went straight to my room and peeked from my bedroom window. The man was still outside, roaming around my house like a cursed soul. He looked up and saw me. His eyes were blood red in fury. He stopped and spat on the ground. I just couldn't take it anymore.
That's it. I'm calling the cops.
I was dialing 911 when I heard a big glass break downstairs, followed by running footsteps coming up. The footsteps stopped right outside my locked bedroom door, and the man spoke in a psychotic voice.
You shouldn't have tried my patience, bitch. Now let me tell you what would have happened if you let me in the first time. I would have tied you up, placed you on your bed, and then robbed your entire house, taking all your money and jewelry and left. But as you didn't obey me the first time, things are going to be different. Now, I'm gonna rape you, and then slit your throat open, and then rob your house. The cops will take 15 to 20 minutes to come here, and I will finish before that. I promise.
You got a knife in your bedroom, sis? You should have been called
I
the
have a
cops
huge
when he was
knife
at
with
your...
me. So if you value your life, then
You should
get
have been...
out of my
Oh,
house,
look at
you
your
psycho
hot-ass
freak.
coffee. Good, that's gonna be the weapon
do you
for
have a
this.
knife?
Good, okay.
Then it will be more fun to see who wins. Come on, open this door and let's
Don't
test
play
our
with me, I
skills for
love
the
a knife
best.
fight. I want a clink,
I
clink, door
called
open.
911 as he went on banging on my door.
Don't play with me, I love a
When
knife
I
fight.
didn't answer,
Don't tempt
he
me with a
started
good
kicking
time.
on the door and screaming.
Open this, you bitch!
Your
He
mama's a
punched
bitch.
hole
How about
in the
that?
door with a hammer,
Where'd he
which
get the
I had
hammer
no idea
from?
he had with him. From that hole, he peeked inside, letting out a big, blood-curdling smile.
I bet you will smell delicious once I cut you open.
He then inserted his hand through that hole to twist the doorknob. That's when I realized I have to stop him.
You do,
I
yep.
picked up one of my sharp sculpting tools from my desk
Oh, bro,
and
those
stabbed him in the
yeah.
wrist and
Those are
sprinted back in pain.
You whore!
Taking the opportunity, I opened the door and made a run for my life, but the man hit me in the head with that
why would you
hammer.
go out there?
I lost control and fell down the stairs horribly. My leg broke, making
Oh!
white bone gush out. In tremendous
Oh,
pain,
bone
I
broke
screamed
at
out
the
to the
white meat.
psycho.
Oh God, what have I done to you? Why are you doing this?
For fun.
He started to come down the stairs, loosening his tie like he was going to do many more vicious things to me.
My anxiety's
He
going
sat on
off.
the ground and leaned over my face,
Because you really
licking
opened
his
the
lips
door.
in a very disgusted way. He said,
You still got that
It's been a
staple?
long time since I had a woman. Come here, darling.
saying this, he came to kiss me.
No, he
His
didn't.
saliva drooled over my face before he touched me.
Oh, I would have
I
been
snapped the
sick.
hammer from his hand
Period.
and aimed for his nose.
He should
The
have aimed
hammer
for
hit
the
him
back of
so
his head.
hard that blood came out like a fountain from his nose.
Now
I
you
could
got
hear the
blood
cop
all over
cars
you, don't
coming
you?
my way, followed by sounds of running footsteps.
Period.
I must
12
have
knees to
fainted
chest.
from the pain in my leg. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. I couldn't stay alone after that night for almost a year. The
That
cops
is
haven't been able to find
so
that
much
man,
happened.
but
How?
I'm
He
pretty
was
sure
right
that
there.
wasn't his first time. God knows how many people have to face
Oh,
this
I hate
devil
when they
from
can't
hell.
find someone and they
I
was just
just
right
hope
there.
they all made it out alive.
I was scrolling through my phone, checking jobs on Craigslist. After a tiresome search, I finally found one interesting gig. I
Jobs
clicked
on
on it right away.
Craigslist are
The advertisement read,
sketchy.
Feeding the cats. Currently looking for a person to come by and feed my parents' pets regularly. Contact info 223-005-68. $50 a day. I called the number and a man picked up. Hello? Hi, I'm Nathan. I saw your advertisement on Craigslist. Are you still looking for help to feed your cats?
Yes, I'm Fernandez, and you need to start tomorrow.
Great.
I will text the address and leave the money at the kitchen counter. The keys will be under the doormat.
Fine.
But let me tell you a few rules that you will need to follow. My parents will be in their bedroom, so don't disturb them or enter their room without their permission ever.
Oh, they're
Your
dead.
job will be to come at 7 every night, feed the cats, empty the trash cans, and then leave right before 8. Under no circumstances you will stay past 8 p.m. Understood?
Okay. I'll be there tomorrow then. The next morning, I woke up with the notification sound on my phone. The man had sent his address. I googled the address and it was on the outskirts. Around 7 in the evening, I hopped on my motorcycle and headed for the job. I drove amidst the empty highway surrounded by bushy trees. A truck passed by me. Other than that, there were no other human beings in the area. Finally, I reached it. I texted my friend Ben that I would spend the night at his house after being done with my part-time job.
Period.
His place was the closest from my location, and I wanted to chill with my friend that night. I parked my ride outside
love good
and stared
guy
at the
friendships.
big wooden house. I already knew the keys were under the mat, so I had no difficulty entering the house. The house was full of old wooden furniture. It felt like time had stopped inside this house a long time ago. Since then, everything had been as it is. There was an old television and a big couch facing each other in the living room. I put my bag on the table and realized that it had a thick layer of dust on it. Jeez, does no one ever clean this place or what? Just then, an old man coughed from the room to my left. The door was closed. It wasn't hard to guess that must be the owner's parents. Thinking the sooner the
don't
better,
go up in there,
I went to the
'cause he'll
kitchen to
cuss you
finish
out.
my job and leave. The cat food was in the kitchen cabinet. I strolled to the backyard to feed the cats. 4 cats were treading on the backyard. Seeing me with food in my hand, they came running.
Hey, kitty kitty. Oh, you guys must be hungry.
I placed the bowl on the ground and the cats jumped on the food right away. I was watching them eat when my eyes went to the big glass window facing the yard. A pale old woman wearing a stained white nightgown was standing in front of the window and watching me. It was the window of the owner's parents' bedroom. Thinking she was the old mother, I waved at her, but she didn't even smile. Just kept staring at me
You ain't
without
even
blinking.
supposed to be talking to nobody.
After a point, her stare started to creep me out, so I just headed for the exit. My job was done anyway. I was about to walk past the basement door when I heard scratching sounds on the other side of the door. Thinking maybe one cat was stuck in there, I opened the door, but except for the dark basement, I couldn't see anything. I left the house on my bike.
Alright,
I was halfway down the road when I
realized
realized that
supposed to do nothing.
I forgot my backpack in the house. It was 7:30 already, and I realized I would reach their house past 8. But I couldn't wait for the next day because my house keys were in it. So I took a U-turn and went back. As I entered the house, I found it in darkness. The pale moonlight from the living room window showed me the way.
Your jacket should be right on the
no. The old
jacket.
couple must
Your
have gone to
backpack
bed.
should be right on the bed.
I tiptoed to the table.
The bed. God,
The
on the
room door
damn
was still
dresser.
closed. The cats were sleeping in the corner, curling into a ball.
Adorable.
As soon as I grabbed my bag, I heard a meowing sound behind me. Without turning to the cats, I said while checking my bag,
Sorry, guys. I won't be late again.
I turned back to see the old couple's room door wide open and all 4 cats standing in front
Get
of it,
out of there.
still like statues. All of their glowing eyes were fixed on me. Those cats freaked the hell out of me. Somehow ignoring them, I headed for the main door. Suddenly, the living room TV turned on and a gray signal-less screen popped up. From the white, dim light coming from the television, I noticed the couple sitting on the couch. Both were staring at the pictureless screen.
Get out of
Realizing I had woken them up, I said,
I'm sorry.
How do you wake
I didn't want to wake you
Door
up.
was already open.
I'll leave right now.
I went to walk ahead when the basement door opened and slammed shut behind me on its own,
Get
followed
out!
by a spine-chilling scream of a woman. I turned back in shock and found the old couple was gone. By this time, I was creeped out enough by this house and its living beings. I called out to them.
Hello? Is everything all right? Sir? Ma'am?
I turned on my phone's flashlight and with trembling steps
Doing
walked
everything you
into
were
the
told not to
basement
do.
as the scream came from down there. The basement was dark and dingy, like before.
Why would you go down there and you were
Useless
supposed to
old
be
junk
feeding the
was scattered
cats?
everywhere. The dusty air made me sneeze. As I asked this, a woman's laughter took place in the basement, rushing a cold shiver down my spine.
Is everything all right? Ma'am, are you hurt? Ma'am, are you hurt? What the... Is anyone here?
Someone breathed on my neck,
Oh.
and I turned back, screaming.
Bloody hell!
I looked around frantically, but saw no one.
Get
Out of
out!
frustration and fear, I yelled.
Oh, I'm out of here!
I started to go up when I noticed the door of the basement above. The old couple was now standing in my way,
You gotta knock two people
as if
out.
they had agreed to block my way intentionally. What I saw next will be forever imprinted on my memory.
He got no hands. I mean, no fingers. I thought his arm was gone.
What the hell?
Something in the back of my mind kept telling me that whatever I was seeing wasn't real. It was all a bad dream. But suddenly their heads turned backwards,
Oh.
and their pale white eyeballs looked at me. I screamed and fainted.
Now you back downstairs.
When I opened my eyes, I saw Ben sitting beside me. How are you feeling? Where am I? At the hospital. What about the old couple? Yeah, that was some crazy shit, man. When you didn't come back, I tried calling you, but you weren't picking up, so I don't know, I freaked out and called 911.
Good
I
friend.
traced your phone and found you in the basement of that weird house. Dude, why the hell were you going there? I told you, my part-time job. I had to feed their cats. Man, the cops found 3 dead bodies in the basement. How come you never got any hint? What? 2 cops entered the room and one of them asked, "How are you feeling now?"
Did you find dead bodies in the basement?
The cops exchanged a worried look, and then the other one said,
Who told you to go there?
Mr. Fernandez, the owner of the house. I contacted him after seeing his ad in Craigslist.
Are you sure it was Mr. Fernandez?
Well, that's what he said, officer. But why?
Nathan, we found 3 dead bodies in the basement. An old man and an old woman, who seemed to be husband and wife, and also the parents of Mr. Fernandez.
Well, then, who is the third person?
Mr. Fernandez himself.
What?
We're not sure exactly what happened in the house. There's no way we could have talked to Mr. Fernandez. All 3 of them have been lying dead in the basement for, at least a month.
I was so shocked and paranoid to hear all this that I couldn't help but ask them one thing.
Then, who was paying me to feed the cats?
You only went there for one day. You only got $50, boy. Oh! Oh!
A few days ago, my partner had left after an argument. Since then, I hadn't been able to contact him, so I didn't know where he was. Since his family had no idea either, we thought something bad had happened to him, so we reported him missing. But that same morning, he contacted me. He said that he would not come back. He didn't want anything to do with us.
What are you gonna do, Jessica? I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to find a job, but you can't just let him go like this. Annie
What do you
is your
mean?
daughter, but she's also his. He can't just abandon her. You have to look for him.
I couldn't. I didn't have the courage to do it.
Unpopular opinion, but if someone doesn't want to be in your child's life, don't force them. Male or female, because there's a lot of single fathers out here as well as there's a lot of single mothers out here. If someone ups and leave you and your child and they say, I do not want to be in that child's life, do not track them down and make them. Because now you're about to make that child deal with a whole bunch of stuff that they did not have to deal with. So just think about that. Hello?
When I noticed the presence of my daughter, I turned to see her.
Sweetie? What are you doing awake?
I think I had a nightmare.
Oh, sweetie.
Why were you crying, Mommy?
I was silent for a few seconds as I watched my daughter.
It's no big deal, sweetie.
I tried to hide my sadness.
Come here, sweetie.
Soon, Annie came over, laid down next to me, and hugged me. She was a sweetheart.
Where is Dad, Mommy?
I'm sorry, little
I'll
one.
be away for a little bit.
My eyes were filled with tears.
I wish I knew.
Weeks passed, and the situation only got worse. My partner was the one who worked, so we depended on him. But he had left us.
I can't, Alice. I don't know what to do.
You have to look for Jackson.
I've been trying to find a job for over 2 months now. I'm running out of money, Alice. Do you know how long it will take to find Jackson? Do you really think I have enough money to go on like this without a job? Annie and I would be homeless before we found him.
I get it. Sorry. It's just that you haven't tried to look for him. I feel like you're going to let him go without consequences.
I won't, okay? But
Girl,
first, I need money. I have bills to pay, and Annie. She deserves the best. She has to keep going to that school.
I was feeling like useless shit.
Have you searched on Craigslist?
What?
Have you looked for a job on Craigslist? You know, this website. Well, no. I don't really trust those kinds of websites.
I
feel like they're scams. Give it a try. What have you got to lose? It's worked for me a couple of times, Jess.
Yeah. What have I got to lose? I decided to follow my friend's advice. So, on my computer, I was looking at all the available jobs on a website called Craigslist.
No.
But no job seemed to fit me, either by experience or requirements.
Hell no. No. Never. Ah, fuck this shit.
I felt so frustrated. Not even this seemed to work. But I decided to keep trying, so I refreshed the page. Suddenly, my gaze focused on the new job that had been posted. Need experienced house cleaner. Paid per day.
Finally.
In the end, it worked, so I was on my way to the place. I didn't need to think twice about it. I was happy that something was finally working out.
Hello, Alice?
I just saw your message. Are you sure about this?
Are you insecure now? You recommended it to me yourself, remember?
Yes, I know, but my jobs were
told her
different.
not to do it.
Different?
Like what?
What do you mean?
You know, I worked for companies, not for random people.
They aren't random people. I spoke to one of them yesterday. He seemed like a nice person.
I care about you, Jess. Better not go. After all, it's a bit far, isn't it?
Alice, I'm not like you. It's not that easy for me to get a job. This is the only chance I've really had. And you tell me to let it go? I can't. Can't you understand? I'm desperate. No, of course you don't get it.
But
Poor
Jess...
Before letting my friend continue talking, I ended the call and, in a sudden movement, threw my cell phone on the passenger seat. How dare she? Anyway, I continued on my way until I reached the place. I got out of the car and walked to the front porch of the house. There, I rang the bell. After a few seconds, I heard the sound of someone walking inside the house.
Who is it?
I recognized it as the voice of the man who interviewed me.
Jessica, I'm here to be your house cleaner, remember?
Sure.
I heard the man removing the lock to open the door, whose handle moved slowly. Once he opened it, I could see him. The man was much taller than me.
You got a
But
mask
what
on?
really scared me was that his face was covered.
Come in.
The man opened the door wide enough
No,
for me
thank
to
you.
enter, but terrified, I stood still. Suddenly,
Jessica, go
I
home.
heard another man's voice behind me.
He said, come in.
I didn't react that time either.
Get in, you stupid bitch.
The moment I felt something cold on my back, I knew it was a gun. So, hopelessly, I entered the house while the man behind me continued to threaten me. Inside the house, the two men with covered faces, one behind and the other in front of me, led me along a dark hallway.
It's a sacrifice?
Please, don't hurt me. I have a little daughter. Her father abandoned us. I'm the only thing she has.
Shut up, bitch!
I started to cry, but I covered my mouth with my right hand so I wouldn't make a sound.
Hey, no need to do that. But this bitch! Stop it.
Finally, we reached the end of the hall. On the right-hand side, there were some stairs to the second floor, and on the left, there was a door. The tall man opened it and walked away. The man behind me forcefully pushed me into the room. I fell into the dark room.
Turn on the light.
With tears filling my eyes, I turned to see the man who had spoken.
What?
Why don't we change the plans? This bitch is stupid. No, we don't have time. She will have to do it.
Do what?
Turn on the light.
I got up quickly, turned on the light, and then... In the room, which appeared to be an office, was a dead man. His eyes were open, as was his mouth. In his stomach, there were several stab wounds, from which came the blood that now stained
they
the
killed
floor.
him. Yeah, they killed him.
I turned and tried to leave the place, but the man with the gun pointed it at me, threatening me.
Don't kill me, please. I have nothing to offer you, but I swear I won't say anything.
You do have something to offer us.
What?
Clean it.
Huh?
That's why we hired you, right? We're going to get the body out, and then you're going to clean the whole room.
What? Why don't you do it yourselves?
What did you just say?
Realizing how wrong my question sounded, I started to shake.
I meant, why do you need me for this?
We don't want there to be any chance of our DNA being left in the room, understand? Move over so we can start.
I moved and let the men pass. Between the two of them, they put the body in a plastic bag. Then the tall man picked up the body, while the other pointed his gun at me. Soon, the tall man left the room with the body in the bag. Before leaving, the other man approached me and said,
"If you don't do a good job..."
The man extended his right hand, covered by a glove, to me and pulled out a hair.
"I'll be the one to leave your DNA at the crime scene."
Terrified, I nodded.
Don't freak out.
He started touching me to check what I had in my pockets. I felt sick. Unfortunately, he found the only thing I had with me, my cell phone.
"I'll take this."
Suddenly, the man pointed to the left of the room, where there were several cleaning supplies.
"There's everything you need."
Then the man left the room, and I breathed a sigh of relief. But I was terrified again when I heard him lock the door.
No!
I went to the door and tried to open it, but I couldn't, so I started banging on it.
Don't lock me up,
just start
please!
cleaning.
Don't do it!
Shut up, bitch! Ugh. We'll be back in a few hours. Clean that shit up!
Crying silently, I fell to the ground, but soon got up and grabbed something to start cleaning. After a few hours, the two men returned to the crime scene. When one of them opened the door, they both saw me sitting on the floor. I had left the room spotless.
Period.
Good job.
Will you let me go now?
Yes, I'll walk you out to the car.
But...
Or we'll have to kill you.
I nodded.
Do I get paid?
I got into my car as the tall man watched me. You're not going to give me back my cell phone, are you?
We won't give you the chance to call the police as soon as you leave.
I nodded and started to close the door, but the man stopped me.
Hold on.
Terrified, I watched the man as he reached into one of his pockets for something.
I haven't paid you.
The man took out a large amount of money and handed it to me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Back
I
at my
appreciate
house,
you for the
I was sitting in a
services. I'll
chair
buy
in
a new
front of the
phone.
desk. I was looking at something on the computer when suddenly I heard footsteps running into the room.
Mommy! Thanks for the new toys. I love them.
Anything for my beautiful girl. After my daughter
How much money
left,
he give you?
I took my cell phone, a new one, much better than the old one, and dialed a number. They took a few seconds to respond. I want to work with you again.
Oh, hello, Alice.
I kept working with the killers.
Mm.
In fact, I've done it so many times that I can't remember how many dead bodies I've seen.
Yeah, everything is great. Huh? Jackson? No need to worry about him anymore.
I looked at the next victim of the killers.
Trust me.
I'm serious. No need to worry about him anymore. In fact, that was a favor I had asked of the killers.
A little bit of I scratch your back, you scratch mine. What a twist,
Hey guys,
yo!
a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed.
What a
If
twist!
you want to support this channel and make this channel reach the 1 million
love
mark,
a twist.
please consider subscribing. It's free and you can change your mind later.
This was good. Sorry to have started eating, but my food came, so I was like, why not? You know? Again, it's at the end, so hopefully I cut it out so you guys don't have to see. So, again, sorry for the little pause. I did have to cut it out. And that's just for you guys if you guys are watching this, live. Had to cut it out, but it's okay. What? This was good. Craigslist is always so creepy. You can always count on it to be creepy and a good video. I am Our Scary Tales. We appreciate you again. As I always tell people, if you want to, you go watch them by yourself. You ain't gotta watch them with me. But I just make it a little bit better. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching it. Bye. Oh, bye.